Junior Honor Society 12th Annual Induction Ceremony and first ever virtual ceremony. My name is Noelle Curlin, and I am an 8th grade senior, 3-year recipient, and cabinet member of the National Junior Honor Society. This ceremony is an important event at MAELS, and it is a huge honor to be able to participate in it. Today we take the time to celebrate the new inductees of the National Junior Honor Society, as well as the new and continuing 7th and 8th grade members. Before we continue, I request that everyone mutes their computer microphone so each speaker can be heard. Thank you. I would like to introduce the next speaker in the ceremony, Sarah Radomski.
Good evening. My name is Sarah, and I will continue our introduction to our 12th Annual National Junior Honor Society ceremony here at MAELS. Each of the students here today have received high academic standards based on our mastery grading system in their academic subjects, as well as demonstrating satisfactory conduct in every class, and have either completed at least 3 acts of community service or collected 100 service credit points within this school year. These students have received multiple teacher recommendations in order to be invited to join the National Junior Honor Society. So, as you can tell, all the students are truly exceptional, and we would like to commend them on all of their hard work. However, Honor Society is not to distinguish the best from the rest, but to commend those who consistently work above the standard. Hopefully, the ceremony will be a constant reminder that all their hard work does pay off, and that good behavior will be rewarded. We hope to encourage these students to continue to strive for their goals and to always remember to put their best foot forward and impact others to do the same. I would now like to invite Andrea to lead us in the pledge today.
At this time, I would like to ask everyone to please put your right hand over your heart and begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would now like to invite our principal, Mrs. D'Angelo, to say a few words.
Thank you, Andrea. Good evening. I would like to start by acknowledging all of the recipients this evening for their hard work and dedication to their studies, to their parents, their teachers, and most importantly, to themselves and their future. I am especially proud of this group of students as their strength and perseverance have been tested this year. In terribly trying times when faced with uncertainty and adversity, this group stayed committed to their education, committed to good character, and committed to serving the community. You are a symbol of hope and positivity that the world needs more than ever. The importance and value of a good education cannot be understated, and the value of a college degree will continue, for most, a ticket for a successful career and a secure future. With that said, it is refreshing to see so many of you here tonight, being recognized for your dedication and commitment to education. I also know that children are the product of their environment. Children who have their schoolwork typically come from homes where academics are valued. Children who act responsibly, behave appropriately, respect themselves and others, and practice and develop good habits are not surprisingly raised in homes by adults who teach such values by modeling these behaviors and by holding their own children accountable for their actions. So moms, dads, friends, and relatives that are here tonight, thank you for creating an environment that is conducive to success and instilling in your children the values that will enable them to become productive, resilient, and determined members of our society. Even with all this, it is up to the individual to decide that they are going to commit themselves to their education, service, and community. These students sitting in front of us today have decided to do just that and set a very good example for others to follow. We are extremely proud of you, congratulate you on this accomplishment, and are excited to see so many more of these accomplishments in your future. I would now like to invite Bartos Forme and Isla Demirovic to continue with today's ceremony.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Isla Demirovic, and I'm an 8th grade member of the MAELS chapter of the National Junior Honor Society. In the spirit of our school's focus on student leadership, this entire ceremony today will be student-led. Now you may be wondering,
What exactly is the National Junior Honor Society? The National Junior Honor Society recognizes middle school students who maintain high academic standards for the entire year, and who also take part in community service to further their academic achievements. Furthermore, as part of the MAELS chapter, we must uphold the character traits that have come to define our school: compassion, collaboration, courage, and tolerance. I would now like to introduce Bartosz Framny.
Good evening. My name is Bartosz Framny. In addition to members of the National Junior Honor Society, each year the National Junior Honor Society recognizes 8th grade students who represent the top of the graduating class. These students represent our National Junior Honor Society cabinet, a prestigious sector of our association. I am a member of this cabinet, but also hold another position, that of valedictorian for the class of 2020. Isla is salutatorian for the 8th grade. That means that we have achieved the highest overall academic performance at MAELS for all 3 years. At this time, we would like to introduce the other members of the 8th grade cabinet by name, as these individuals will help in facilitating today's ceremony. Isla will call the names of the cabinet.
Anathini Anatharaja, Noel Curlin, Elizabeth Emanuelson, Samantha Harrell, Catherine Mercado, Athena Molina, Andrea Monroy, Ashley Thomas, Sarah Radomski, and Janelle Wang. Please give our cabinet members an enormous round of applause, as this is a major accomplishment. Will Ashley Thomas please continue our ceremony for today?
Next, we will recognize the core values of the National Junior Honor Society, which are scholarship, character, service, and leadership. Members of the 8th grade cabinet will elaborate on each value. I would like to introduce Samantha Harrell to speak about scholarship.
Good evening. My name is Samantha Harrell. Today I'm going to elaborate on the topic of academics. Academics are a part of our everyday life. We get graded through a very unique grading system called mastery-based grading. When you receive a Master's Excellence, you feel not only proud and or happy, but accomplished because you worked hard for that grade. But do we really understand what the academic prosperity of getting Master's with Excellence means for us? The grade of Master's with Excellence shows who we are as students, hard workers, determined, not only patient with ourselves in learning, but as we comprehend new content going forward. We all work hard to progress toward our future success and whatever we choose to achieve in life. This advancement in the National Junior Honor Society is a big part of the journey toward our future. We all should be proud of everyone in this virtual call today, as we all deserve the recognition of our passion to succeed. In this difficult climate that we are forced to learn in, we all display a toughness and dedication toward learning during this pandemic. As Adrian Rogers once said, discipline says I need to, duty says I ought to, devotion says I want to. In order to achieve the success that we are all here for today, no one told us, no one made us feel this way. We made this decision on our own. We had the want to be here and work hard, to be rewarded with our academic prosperity. We understood that Master's Excellence wasn't just a grade, and that it was a representation of the hard work and desire for obtaining our goals. Our continued devotion inspires students today to accept a seat in the National Junior Honor Society. So I feel honored to congratulate everyone today on their achievement. Thank you and good luck. I would now like to invite Janelle Wang to speak about character.
Good evening, my name is Janelle Wang. Character. What is character? How do we use it? What's its importance? And most importantly, who portrays the good character? The fact is, everyone demonstrates their character whether they realize it or not. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines character to be the complex of mental and ethical traits marking and often individualizing a person. We are all programmed to think in a particular way. We learn at a young age the big difference between right and wrong. It's the first thought that goes through our minds and what we have been conditioned to think. This defines your character. It's up to the person to distinguish how they want themselves to be viewed, whether it's with our service to the school, our priority to ethics, principles, and the morals that keep us grounded. We are entitled to our character. We are the ones who have control on what and how our character is shown to the rest of the world. I believe having a perfect character doesn't exist. But what does exist is people who are constantly striving to be positive without letting anything get in their way of achieving it, even when it's just to simply see the satisfaction of a person's smile. We are proud of our morals. For this, we are thankful to those who taught us the rights and wrongs. Although no one can fully define the true meaning of an exemplary character, everyone displays actions and words that will reflect their own personal character. We are all here today because each and every one of you have chosen to portray exemplary character. The criteria for the National Junior Honor Society doesn't just depend on our grades and academics, but for how people know us to be, including the way we stand up for ourselves, others, and for what is right. As Mark Twain once said, a man's character may be learned from the adjectives which he habitually uses in conversation. The word habitually sticks out to me most, as your character is displayed and demonstrated on a daily basis. It's something that comes out naturally, as character is a reflection and perspective on life. Every student here can make a difference. We are the future. Congratulations to everyone participating today on their huge achievement. I would now like to invite Catherine Mercado to speak about service.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Catherine Mercado. In the past 3 years at MAELS, myself as well as everyone here have collected 100 service credits for helping others inside and outside of school. Service is important because it teaches people from all ages compassion and understanding of others. It can also be used in a way to advocate for causes that you personally feel passionate about and support your fellow peers. Service teaches people how to be kind and how to feel empathy for others, which is why MAELS requires it for graduation. It is a vital tool in growing our characters and making us better people. At MAELS, we learn that doing service not only helps someone else, but it also boosts our own confidence and self-esteem, and makes us want to do more. Beginning one act of service serves as a domino effect. Hit one domino, aka be kind to one person, and that person will be kind to others, and you yourself will be more kind to others. It's like ripples. When we do one act of kindness, that influence keeps spreading to many others. Although we might not change the world, we might be able to make someone's day better. Every little piece counts, so you should do what you can to help others. You alone may not do much, but as a community, we are stronger together. The famous power in numbers, as you may be aware, does have some truth to it after all. As Muhammad Ali once said, service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. Since 6th grade, we students learned that service is an important part of being a member in our community, and it is especially important for being a member of the National Junior Honor Society. All of us have done service since the beginning of the year, resulting in everyone present today having 100 or more service credits in this school year alone. Many people believe that service is doing something that can lead to great changes, such as serving our country in the Army. But, in fact, although that is a grand act of service, it can also be small acts of kindness, such as helping a student who may be struggling in a subject, or being involved in school events, or even going up during lunch and staying after school to help the teacher do things around the classroom. The type of service our age group is able to do may be limited, but as time goes on, there are greater chances that we can take to do more acts of service. If we start now, we can influence other students and even adults to help around the community and make a change. Hopefully, we can be that first domino to someone, and they can be the first domino to someone else. But enough about that, I say domino way too much. In short, we were influenced to do those small acts of kindness and community service in exchange for service credits that we track based on what specific element of service we achieved. Acts of service, such as walks, would count for a lot of service credits, but helping a student with homework would count for less. Regardless, they all still counted. All the service we've done has come from the kindness of our hearts, and we all know that in the process, we've left an impact on someone's life. I encourage you to continue our work, but service does require something that I didn't mention before. You're going to need to know this if you want to continue acts of service. It requires initiative and compassion, yes, but it also requires leadership, which is why I would now like to invite Elizabeth Emanuelson to speak about leadership.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Emanuelson. Throughout my life, I've always wanted to become a leader. However, I was unsure on how I would get to that. I didn't know if I was even fit to be a leader. So many different people in my life have been leaders to me, including my teachers and my parents. An unknown person once said, "Leadership is not a position or a title. It is action and example." This helped me to understand that being a leader doesn't mean you have to be a specific person, age, or authority. Being a leader comes with a lot of responsibility, though, and setting an example for those who struggle or want to improve themselves. I began to see that a leader is someone who takes responsibility for tasks they must complete and make sure to produce the highest quality of work possible. However, I also was being told a leader is someone who works well with others and does not maintain full control. Andrew Carnegie believed that no man will make a great leader who wants to do it all himself or get all the credit for doing it. A leader does not want to take full reign when working with others, but instead wants to work with others, with the goal in mind of producing high-quality work together. Collaborating with others in order to create something greater is the most important aspect of being a leader. You set examples and are a model for others. A leader works well with others, strives to accomplish his or her goals, and does take full responsibility for any task or their actions in general. To be a member of the National Junior Honor Society, you must be a leader, and each and every one of you are. You all take responsibility for your learning, strive to achieve your goals using strategies such as SMART goals, and are collaborative in everyday school life. The next time I think of a leader, I will not think of a boss or a dictator, but instead each and every one of you. I would now like to invite Athena Molina to the podium.
The core values are also referred to as the 4 pillars of the National Junior Honor Society, and it is important to remember it's not just an academic organization. We focus on and highlight those students who persevere, take the initiative, make appropriate decisions, and show respect for both themselves and those around them. In many ways, the National Junior Honor Society's core values are tied directly to the MAELS character traits: courage, collaboration, compassion, and tolerance. At this time, I will lead our new 6th, 7th, and 8th grade inductees in the National Junior Honor Society pledge. New inductees only. Please take your computer off mute, turn on your camera, put your right hand over your heart, and repeat after me.
Maybe for a little while.
I will be quick to the principals the highest standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and congratulations to the newest party of the National Junior Honor Society. I would like to ask the place your computers on mute and turn off as I invite Mr. Mayo to recognize the new 6th grade members.
We're now going to recognize individually the new 6th grade members of the National Junior Honor Society. Jacob Chasen.
Thank you.
Olivia Dawkins.
Thank you.
Arietta Demirovic.
Thank you.
Julia Ferrito.
Thank you.
Danielle Harrell.
Thank you.
Summer Harris.
Thank you.
Andrew Herrera.
Thank you.
Ava Alardi.
Thank you.
Isa Kaba.
Thank you.
Milana Kim. Maya Horowitz.
Thank you.
David Leonov.
Thank you.
Julia Militia.
Thank you.
Kofi Middleton.
Thank you.
Isabella Mora. Modelike.
Thank you.
Chase Olson.
Thank you.
Marcos Ortega Pavia.
Thank you.
Enola Peters.
Wait, this is 6.
Thank you.
Juliana Puka.
Thank you.
Olivia Tarbell.
Thank you.
Risa Thomas.
Thank you.
Adriana Valanzo.
Thank you.
Alan Wallach.
Thank you.
And Michael Zahn.
Thank you.
Please join me in congratulating the 6th grade members of the MAELS chapter of the National Junior Honor Society.
Congratulations.
For your hard work and leadership, it is the expectation that you continue to uphold the characteristics that have made you exemplary students and individuals. Ms. Mara, will you please continue recognizing the 7th grade members?
We will now recognize new and continuing 7th grade members of the National Junior Honor Society. The 7th grade members are George Cabello.
Thank you.
Trista Chung.
Thank you.
Juliet Conway.
Thank you.
Sarah Jakovic.
Thank you.
Lilia Dominguez.
Thank you.
Jose Godoy Vega.
Thank you.
Michaela Gonzalez.
Thank you.
Justin Hung.
Thank you.
Sonia Kanapchik.
Thank you.
Venice Lee.
Thank you.
John Michael Mata.
Thank you.
Leah Morland.
Thank you.
Ardita Mujaj.
Thank you.
Akash Pereira. Julia Pierrett.
Thank you.
Krista Salters.
Thank you.
Now I will call our 7th grade new members. Butterkhan Alamijanov.
Thank you.
Alyssa Buenaventura.
Thank you.
Catherine DeSanti.
Thank you.
Chanel Ferrari.
Thank you.
Angelina Galindo.
Thank you.
Mohammed Hamdallah.
Thank you.
Kayla Lynn.
Thank you.
Kenza Nafil.
Thank you.
Maya O'Brien. Jeremiah Ortiz.
Thank you.
Woo! Isabella Petito. Santo Flamenco.
Thank you.
Natalie Ramirez. Emily Riley.
Thank you.
Kate.
Layla Struggs,
Thank you.
Isaiah Titus,
Thank you.
Kayla Velasquez.
Thank you.
Please join me in congratulating the 7th grade members of the National Junior Honor Society. For the upcoming 2020-2021 school year, you will represent MAELS as the 8th grade class of the National Junior Honor Society. It is even more important this year that you will continue to uphold the principles of our chapter, along with the character traits that are unique to MAELS: courage, collaboration, compassion, and tolerance, in efforts to maintain the high standards that have been set by the prior graduating classes of MAELS. We would now like to individually recognize the graduating members of the MAELS National Junior Honor Society's class of 2020. The 8th grade students will be receiving a cord, which will be distributed with their graduation packet. A white cord indicates new and second-year continuing 8th grade members. A blue and gold cord indicates those members who have maintained a high academic focus during their 3 years at MAELS. A gold cord represents members of the 8th grade cabinet, those students who have consistently maintained an academic focus and are the top percentage of the graduating class. We will start with the cabinet. Ms. Georges, will you please continue calling names?
We will now recognize new and continuing 8th grade members of the National Junior Honor Society. Bartos Feremi.
Thank you.
Ayla Demirovic.
Thank you.
Ananthini Anantharaja.
Thank you.
Noel Curlin.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Emanuelson.
Thank you.
Santa Harrell.
Thank you.
Catherine Mercado.
Thank you.
Athena Molina.
Thank you.
Andrea Monroy.
Thank you.
Sarah Radams.
Thank you.
Angelie Thomas.
Thank you.
And Janelle Wang.
Thank you.
Please join me in congratulating the 2020 8th grade cabinet. We will now continue to recognize the 8th grade members of the National Junior Honor Society. Julia Alex.
Thank you.
Rabia Bedrami.
Thank you.
Sophie Cohen.
Thank you.
Russell De Jesus. Adam El Sadami.
Thank you.
Amber Outbridge. Crystal Glenn.
Thank you.
Sabora Haikilari.
Thank you.
Barbara Mujaj.
Thank you.
Selma Purisic.
Thank you.
Rashid Kwandil. Julianne Rodriguez. Thomas Valles.
Yay! Thank you.
Gabriela Vento.
Thank you.
Julia Zajac.
Thank you.
Ileana Baez.
Thank you.
Aiden Bruno.
Thank you.
Daniela Chiabori.
Thank you.
Kenneth Guan.
Thank you.
Faith Heffernan.
Thank you.
Alex Langman.
Thank you.
Jaden Lopez.
Yay!
Kimberly Ma.
Thank you.
Brianna Morochnik.
Thank you.
Sabrina Mora.
Thank you.
Christopher Pomerico.
Thank you.
Mariah Quiles Camacho.
Thank you.
Gabriel Wasserstein. Alicia Zajac.
Thank you.
As 8th grade members of the National Junior Honor Society, class of 2020, you will continue to serve as role models as you move up to competitive high schools and serve as leaders of those schools. Congratulations and good luck to the National Junior Honor Society, class of 2020.
Congratulations.
I would now like to invite Anathine Anantaraja to end our ceremony today.
This concludes our 12th annual induction ceremony for the National Junior Honor Society and our first ever virtual ceremony. All of us would like to give a huge thank you to our parents, teachers, and the entire MAELS community for continuing to support us throughout this academic journey. Parents and guests, we hope to see you all in person next year. But before we let you go, we have a surprise. I would like to invite Ms. DeMayo to present the first ever virtual National Junior Honor Society video montage. Finally, we would like to send a big thank you to Mrs. Hamel for putting this video together, and it will be posted on our school Facebook and Instagram pages for you to enjoy again. Enjoy the rest of your day, but before we go, we are asking parents to unmute themselves on their devices to give one last round of applause to the members of the National Junior Honor.
Clap, everyone.